What's good, everyone? It's your boy Epiphany the Beast, and welcome to ETB Hoops. Today we're going to be looking at our Summer League 2019 standouts and the underwhelming players in the Summer League this year. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. We have Tyler Herro, drafted by Miami. He's been playing really well in the Summer League. He's averaging about 20 points per game. Definitely filling it up. He was involved in that trade that I mentioned. That was a package deal to get Russell Westbrook. I'm pretty sure Pat Riley looked that back over and was like, I think we're gonna keep Tyler Herro. So he's been balling out. Definitely in contention for Summer League MVP. And Miami's looking like a pretty good squad. We have Nickeil Alexander-Walker from the Pelicans, and he's absolutely excellent. I talked about him in my draft grades video. He's averaging about 25 points per game, 7 assists, 3.5 rebounds, 2 steals, and about 2 blocks a game for a shooting guard. And he's just super great player, super smooth, can fill it up in all assets of the game, and is obviously showing in Summer League. Rui Hachimura, another solid player I talked about in my draft grades for the Wizards, averaging almost 20 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Daniel Gafford from Chicago, another player I kind of slept on in my draft grades. He's averaging almost a double-double for the Bulls. Chris Boucher, same thing for Toronto Raptors, averaging a double-double. Lonnie Walker the fourth, he got a really bad injury last year, wasn't able to play a lot of minutes for the Spurs, but definitely is bouncing back this year. He's averaging 30 points per game, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 assist, and 1 block. Just all around a great player, can defend, super athletic. I feel like he's under a great system with the Spurs, and the Spurs have a lot of young players coming up. Next we have Anthony Simons and Gary Trent Jr. I'm a big Anthony Simons fan. I knew who he was before he was even drafted by Portland. He surprised a lot of people. He's a very solid player. He went off last year for he rattled off almost 40 points in a game. Kind of models his game after CJ and Dame as well. So I expect him to get a lot of minutes coming up this year. But he's averaging 22, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. And then Gary Trent Jr., he's also improved as well. 18 points, almost 20 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal for Portland in the Summer League. Mitchell Robinson, stud out of New York, can absolutely jump right out the gym, averaging a double-double, 13 points per game, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 1 steal. Definitely can win Defensive Player of the Year if they have that for the Summer League. He'll definitely win it. Jordan Poole, talked about him in my draft grades, solid player, can fill it up, very smooth for Golden State, fits right into their system, averaging almost 20 points per game, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 assists per game. Same thing with Jacob Evans for the Golden State Warriors, another system big that can come in and just do exactly what they ask of him. Sort of like what Damian Jones did or Kevin Looney. He's averaging 16 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Those are pretty good stats. Elise Johnson, he played really well in Summer League last year. Very good at a utility man. He just picks up all the dirty work. He dives for loose balls, just plays really hard, scraps for a lot of rebounds. He gets steals, blocks, and can fill it up all over. So he's going to get a lot of minutes for the Pacers this year. I'm not really sure what the Pacers trajectory is. They lost a lot of their players that I feel like made them a pretty solid team this year. Corey Joseph, Tariq Evans, Darren Collison, and now they have, they filled that back up with TJ McConnell, Malcolm Brogdon. Some of their younger guys are going to come up and play big minutes. So we'll see what the Pacers have going forward. Elise is averaging about 14 points per game, 8.8 rebounds, and 2 assists and 1 rebound, almost 2 rebounds a game. Miles Bridges, the Charlotte Hornets, he's probably going to be starting as the Hornets look to rebuild. Make sure y'all check out my Charlotte Hornets, how they're going to be great video. He's averaging about 21 points per game. Bruce Brown for the Pistons, he's having his bounce back year straight out of Miami, 14 points per game. Jerome Robertson, he was the player who drafted 13 overall last year by the Los Angeles Clippers. Surprised us all by drafting Jerome Robertson. He barely played any minutes last year, so it was low-key on the bus radar for me. But he's bounced back, played well for the Los Angeles Clippers this year in Summer League. Terrence Mann, another stud. And Kostas Antetokounmpo has played really well for Dallas in the Summer League. not really well, but he's shown signs that he can be great like his brother. So shout out to him. Now on to my underperformers. I'm only gonna do five in my opinion. A lot of people could, they have their own opinions on who's really underwhelming, but a lot of players aren't playing as well because of it is just summer league. You know what I'm saying? It's like Trae Young shot really bad in summer league last year, but look at him now, he's an absolute star. So a lot of players, they figure it out. Maybe the NBA translate a little bit faster. Maybe they need to play with better guys to perform a lot better. So that's just their opinion. I'm gonna give you my opinion on the underwhelming players. Number 1, we have Gershon Yabusele for the Boston Celtics. If any of y'all Boston fans know the dancing bear, Yabusele, he actually just got cut by the Boston Celtics, sadly. Last year he performed really well in the summer league with Jabari Bird, but this year he just seemed to be a step too slow. Couldn't really score well, wasn't really rebounding, didn't have much of an impact on the Celtics. And with all these dudes at the Celtics, because the Celtics, they have draft picks for days. With all these new players coming in, and you have Grant Williams, they have Taco Fall, and Robert Williams stepping up. There just hasn't been enough space for him. He was the Celtics' 16th pick, I think 2-3 years ago, and he's barely can make an NBA roster. So I wish him the best wherever he goes, but he definitely was one of the top underwhelming players in this year's summer league. Next, we have DeAndre Hunter for the Hawks. I mean, I kind of saw it coming. DeAndre Hunter, I think in his first game back, had a negative 18 plus minus, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and about 18 minutes of gameplay or more. He just didn't perform well. I know DeAndre Hunter he's like 6'7" power forward. So, he has a frame of a power forward, but he has the size of a shooting guard. So, it doesn't really translate in the NBA as well, in my opinion. I feel like DeAndre Hunter was a safe pick. He was regarded really high, like in the top 5, just because of how well he played in college. But, drafting players that play super well in college doesn't always translate well to the NBA game. So I feel like unless he really finds a way to become a super niche player in the NBA, whether that be a lockdown defender or a corner specialist who can just play really well off maybe like the pick and roll or something like that, he's really gonna have to do that, because his size and abilities right now and his skills right now, it just doesn't seem like it's gonna pan out well. And hopefully the Hawks can make something out of him. He was our 4th pick, drafted ahead of Cam Reddish and all these other great players. So, we hope we didn't draft a bust, you know what I'm saying? So that's DeAndre Hunter, number 2. 3, Nasir Little. He was drafted low. A lot of people saying we were sleeping on Nasir Little. He is a project. People compare his game to Kawhi Leonard because he's pretty athletic, can defend really well, long arms, sort of between that 3 and 4 position. And he hasn't been playing that well in summer league as well. He's averaging about 4.5 points per game and 0.5 assists. That's not what we really expected out of him going into summer league. We expected him to say, hey, I got a chip on my shoulder. Let me show people why I needed to be drafted higher up. And we just haven't seen that from him. So Nasir Little comes in at number 3. Number 4, Naz Reid. Naz Reid was a player I kind of forgot about. He was one of my favorite players in college and in high school as well. He was part of the whole Jelly fan movement. Went undrafted. Timberwolves picked him up on their summer league team, and he's averaging 9.3 points per game. It's not so well, and we would just expect a lot more from play high on in college, and didn't go drafted, and now they're in the league and aren't performing as well. Aren't performing that well. So we just expect a little bit more from Naz Reid. And then lastly, give or take on this guy, it could be, it's debatable now, is RJ Barret. RJ Barret, first couple of games was struggling real bad. I think his first game, he went 6 for 17 shooting. Really bad shooting from outside. But he kind of bounced back. His last game, he had 21 points. I think 10 of those are from the free throw line, but he still shot 30% from the field. So he's finding his way. Like I said, RJ needs to build up his bag a little bit more. He relied a lot on his athleticism and playing with a lot of star players with Duke. And now he's with the team and a huge fan base. A lot of media is going to be behind him. So hopefully he can handle the pressure in New York. We haven't really seen a lot of greatness from his summer league performance, but hopefully he can bounce back. So leave in the comments down below how you feel about RJ Barrett's game. Thought Duke was overrated? Do you think Zion's overrated? Leave in the comments below what y'all think. And I know I skipped over this, but the Boston Celtics have about 4 players that are just exceptional in this year's summer league. Carson Edwards, he's been playing exceptional. He averaging almost like 20 points per game. Can absolutely light it up, shoot it from all over, can score. Didn't miss a beat right after his NCAA tournament performance. Didn't miss a beat. Tremont Waters, player that I was really high on that a lot of people don't know. I've been following Tremont Waters since high school, but he's a lockdown defender, can shoot the 3-ball well, and is just a great role player. I feel like he's going to take Brad Wanamaker's spot on the Boston Celtics and get a lot of minutes, and hopefully he can be a starter somewhere. He's a very solid player. Taco Fall, everyone's been super high on Taco. I might make a video. Leave in the comments below if I should make a video on Taco Fall. But he's been, the story of the Celtic. He can defend. His game is really, really raw, but it can definitely be translated into something well. I heard that the Boston Celtics skipped out on drafting Giannis because he was so much of a project. So a lot of people saying, like, don't sleep on Taco. Let's get Taco. And lastly, Grant Williams. Grant Williams is such a leader on the floor. Good rebounder, a great teammate. I just love to see him in Boston. He's sort of what Draymond Green is to the Warriors. I'm really excited for this young Boston core. They're really great players. Once again, Danny Ainge and their staff did a really good job at drafting a lot of great players with great skills. Just a great heart. They really fit into Boston's system, I feel like. And yeah, that's gonna be my Summer League 2019 standouts and underwhelming players. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications. Peace.